Hello everyone, my name is Chris and welcome back to another movie review. Today I'm gonna be reviewing Civil War, and as usual I'm quickly gonna go through the story of this movie to tell in short what this movie is all about, and then I'm gonna share my own opinions and thoughts about this movie, so in case you didn't watch it, one big spoiler alert across the screen, and yeah guys, just click away from the video and come back after you watch a movie if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to, it is totally okay, but if you really are interested in my opinions and thoughts about this movie right now, then stay with me till the end of this video and let's get started. Alright guys, Civil War is a movie that's been recently released, and it's a drama, war, action type of a movie genre, and it follows a group of journalists during the Civil War in America, and their goal is to reach Washington DC and interview the President of United States of America, because apparently he is the one who divided nation and started war between people, and they want to interview him on why he did that, or whatever. The journalist group is formed of few people. Main character is Lee, which is played by the same actress that played Mary Jane in old Spider-Man movies. I forgot her name. Then we got old man Sammy, we got young girl Jessica, and we got Pedro Pascal as Joe. He proved to be really good in the Last of Us series that I still, by the way, didn't watch, and he proved to be really good in Mandalorian. So I don't know. This movie, like I said, it has very straightforward, simple story. All they do through the entire movie is take photos of the things that are happening across the country as they're traveling towards the Washington D.C., which is capital of USA and the main hotspot of the battles, or whatever shit is really bad over there. And they're traveling across the country to reach Washington, and as they're traveling they stumble across a lot of troubles. Some of their friends die. They almost get themselves killed a few times. They're witnessing horrors, and all they do is take photos, trying to document things so they can show the truth later once everything ends, and I do understand why journalism and taking photos and videos while war is going on is important. It's really important for documenting historical and other lawful purposes, etc., etc. I do get that part of the movie that movie tried to portray. But the reason why this movie didn't really kind of get to me, wasn't really that enjoyable. Don't get me wrong, the movie wasn't all that terrible. I did have some very enjoyable moments during this movie that I'll come back to later. But the reason why I considered this movie very dull is because it was so empty, actually. I feel like this movie had a really good potential to send a strong message about maybe war and how it's a bad thing, about violence and all that, but instead it just ended up like some pointless journalist story that doesn't even have any ending that I've expected. Like, the ending of this movie is probably one of the dumbest I've seen in the movies. The main character Lee, she dies in probably one of the dumbest way, trying to protect the little girl Jessica, that is a young girl that wants to become journalist, and Lee is her heroine. Lee apparently did a lot for the world with documenting war areas, and everything, spreading the truth around the world through her journalism and stuff. People really appreciate her. And Jessica wants to be just like her. She wants to do journalism and all that. And she decides to go with Lee and rest of the crew to the Washington, and she is very unexperienced, but as she's going on that journey with them, she starts to practice a lot, and Lee starts to teach her how to take pictures of things that are going around, how to take good photos and all that. And at the end of the movie, Lee dies because while they're in the White House fighting to get to the president, the military is shooting in a shootout with the president's security. And at one point, Jessica stands in the middle of this hallway where the shooting is going on, and Lee just jumps in front of her, gets shot, and as she's getting shot, Jessica takes a bunch of pictures of her dying. And at one point in the movie, she asked Lee, would you take the pictures of me while I was dying? Because that's what they do. They take pictures of all the horrors and everything that's going on around, all these mass murderings and crimes that people are committing, which, again, I do understand why it's important to take pictures and video of these things so you can show later to the world what happened and what these people did. And that way they will be lawfully later prosecuted and all that for the crimes they've committed during the war and stuff. I do understand that, but like, movie still was very dull. It never explained why the war happened. They just blamed it on the president. He somehow divided nation and made people fight against each other. Movie never explains what actually happened. Then we don't get any backstory on the main characters, this press crew, Lee, Sammy, Jessica, and others. We never get to see their story. Apparently Lee has a PTSD, from all the things that she has seen, people burning, getting shot, and all that. And the movie is full of violent scenes, and I really appreciated that, by the way. That was great. That was a great part. But it still feels empty. Like, what's about the Jessica? Like, what's her story? What's the Sammy's story? That old man, Joe also doesn't tell us nothing. Like, characters are very shallow. They're just there, they're journalists, and that's it. They're on a mission to reach Washington, D.C. and interview the president, which in the end, they don't do. Half of the press crew dies by the end of the movie. Almost all the main characters are dead, and movie just ends, and that's it. It's like somebody slapped you in the face and tells you, well, this is the ending of the movie, and if you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself, and I don't understand. It was very dumb. By the end of the movie, I felt very dumb. Now, the good parts of the movie are maybe some scenes, where the shooting is going on. Action was done flawlessly at some parts, and I really like how they showed the brutality of the combat. You can see people getting shot and, blood squirting from their wounds, and brains being blown over the ground. I really like the sniper scene. They get ambushed at one point, and the sniper shoots at them, and they all jump out of the car and take cover, and they ran into two other snipers, actually a sniper and a spotter, that are hunting that sniper who just shot at them. They don't know each other or anything, so that's kind of weird. Their reaction, they just joined them. They're hunting that guy, looking through the scope and a spotting scope, and they go like, we're journalists. And these two snipers, they go like, yeah, whatever, man. Like, there is no emotions invested into this movie. I didn't feel anything the entire time. I watched people dying, I watched all the chaos going on the screen, and I was like, yeah, whatever. The main character dies at the end of a movie, and I was like, alright, just like that, she's dead, whatever. Again, the movie didn't connect me with any of the characters. It was very shallow. It was very dumb. This movie could have been so much more. Why not add some tragic stories to these characters? Why not add passion to all this work that they are doing? I didn't feel any passion towards the journalism or anything, There was none of that in this movie. I didn't feel it. So, I don't know. If you like journalism, if you're into these things, like, if you're into like war type movies, I guess you can take a look at this movie, but don't expect this to be like some sort of action movie like Extraction maybe, or something where you got a bunch of cool stuff shooting going on. And no, it's a movie that follows journalists, and it's in an unfortunately very bad way. That's everything I have to say about this movie, honestly. I don't really like it much. I have mixed feelings about it. There were some scenes and moments I enjoyed. For example, I really liked some of the soundtracks that were going on in the background in the movie. Like, music was kind of good, very well done, I'd say. And some scenes looked very post-apocalyptic when they are driving through these destructed cities, and there's one point in the movie when they're trying to buy gas, and you can see like inflation going on. You know, everything's very expensive, and money in the same time not having any value. You know, it's very weird because of the war and everything that's going on. Then also there's a scene where they get captured by these president-sided soldiers, and some of their friends get killed in such a cold way. The guy literally asks them where they're from. I don't like where you're from. Boom, he gets shot. The other guy, like, where are you from? He says, I'm from Hong Kong. China? Yeah, and boom, shoots him in the chest. They try to kill him. That's when they almost get killed in the movie. That's part of the movie. I kind of needed more of that, you know? That was kind of a shocking scene. That's probably the most shocking scene for me. Everything else just felt very empty and dull in general. It's a very empty and dull movie. That's the best way to describe it. It had potential, but it turned out pretty shitty in my opinion. So yeah, guys, that's it. This is my opinion on Civil War. Let me know down below in the comments what are your opinions and thoughts on this movie if you watched it. And yeah, thanks for watching this movie review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then go ahead and leave a like, share, comment, or subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It's totally fine. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Links are down below in the description. So follow me if you want. Again, if you don't want to, you don't have to. It's totally okay. I love you. I appreciate all of your support and everything you've done for me and my channel so far. You guys are amazing, and I'll definitely see you in the next videos. Chris out.